I am really, really excited about tonight. If you're on this call, it is a fact that you got the invitation today because we just decided to do this last night. And the reason is just because of so much interest in these body balancing drops, and then also the interest in the business as well. And so I'm just going to introduce myself. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Pia Jo Reynolds. I am an incredibly blessed wife of one man. His name is Jason, and we have four amazing children. We live just outside of Memphis, Tennessee, in Olive Branch, Mississippi. And I am a lover of coffee. I love business. I love ministry. I love all things people. So you can usually catch me digging into psychology, that type of thing, and neuroscience and all that fun stuff because I'm just fascinated the way that God designed us. So I came into Partner Co. I want to say by accident, but I don't believe that at all. It did seemingly fall into my lap. I was not familiar at all with the company Partner Co., which you're going to learn a little bit about that in just a minute here. But I was familiar with being unbalanced because hormones for me kicked in my 40s. I'm 43. And just realizing the different phases of life, although I'm also realizing that men, imagine that, also have hormones, which is funny. They're generally, sounds like a no-brainer, but it is generally that conversation is geared toward women. And a dear, dear friend of mine brought the drops to me, and I ended up getting a voice audio, true story, from Dr. Jodi, who is actually here on the call. She's going to share about these body balance drops in just a second here. And the way that she described how they synergized, the ingredients synergized, worked together, and why they were effective, and the hormones they targeted made so much sense to me, I couldn't not give it a shot. From there, I accidentally caught wind of the business opportunity, and I was not at all looking, but I do love business, and I was really impressed with the innovation of Partner Co. And we're going to talk specifically tonight about these body balancing drops because that is where we're getting the most interest. That's also what brought me personally in. But the concept of Partner Co. and partnership marketing was really appealing to me because it's an umbrella company that represents and sells multiple brands. So that was really intriguing to me. It's a concept that I understood really well, but I hadn't seen it in a direct sales context. And so it was really mind-blowing to me. Fun fact, I have only done 2 network marketing opportunities. I love the strategy. It's so incredible. Many people are already operating in that same business model. I was in real estate for 17 years. It's actually how we commissioned all of our realtors we had 13 different developments, and we got together and we figured out a way to where everybody could get paid whenever any house sold, and our sales skyrocketed. So the concept of network marketing is not new, and it's actually in so many different spaces and places. And with us moving to more remote jobs, lots of side jobs, different people working from home, it's just the market's blowing up with affiliate marketing opportunities. So I said yes to that. So here we are. We're just 5 weeks in, and many of you have obviously heard either about the drops or some of the other products or about the business. And we thought this would be really great if we could just bring into a 30-minute time slot. Hopefully we're able to do that and really share with you not only the impact of these body balancing drops, but to get a little bit into the science of it from an expert. And that's Dr. Jodi, and she just does it brilliantly. And then to hear from James, who is our fearless leader. He has been with Partner Co. since it first came to be, but he's been working with these body balance drops for 13 years. And so even though he doesn't have doctor in front of his name, he has witnessed literally thousands of people's lives transformed just by moving from a place of imbalance into balance. And so he's going to share with us just what that's been like for him and his beautiful bride, Becky, and also just speak to the reality of the business option here for those of you that are interested in that. So without further ado, I'm going to jump over and introduce Dr. Jodi, she is this beautiful one that's in the top right-hand side of my screen. I often say that when she speaks, Liz first brought this up, her voice sounds like a river. And even before we hopped on this call, when we were all hopping on before we let everyone in, she just came in the room and peace entered in. And so I just count it a real privilege and honor to know her and for her to be the person that I'm able to journey with just in the process of where we are in the season. So Dr. Jodi, take it away.
You know, you'll see that like what I really want to do is say what the Lord says. And right now, this is an amazing moment. It's an amazing opportunity. The timing, the products, the company, these women and men, but I'm just talking about these leaders who have started, bringing everyone together around this opportunity. It is so special. And I feel the weight of it. So what you'll get out of me is really what's in my heart around these products and around this opportunity. It is a big deal to me. I don't take it lightly. I feel, the responsibility that the Lord has given me as I walk out this journey as a doctor of natural health. And I know that we all know, I'll dive in a moment, I'm just going. But I know that since COVID, there has been a real leaning into natural health. And even, I've been doing this all of my adult life. I turned 50 this year. And so I've got a lot of history in this area, but the education and the need, it is here right now more than ever. And I love James. You'll meet James a little bit later. And thank you, Pia Jo. You're so special to my heart. But you'll learn even from James and Becky, and what they're doing in this organization is educating. And so even when you refer to me as doctor, I'm a board certified doctor of natural health. It's what I do. It's what I'm passionate about. But that word doctor comes from the Latin word that literally means to teach. And so I hope that you walk away from this knowing a little more than you did. I actually, because Pia Jo prompted me, I put together a presentation. I'm not going to bring it up right now, but I recorded some audio with it. It's about 10 minutes long, and I'll share that with anyone who wants it. And what I'm specifically talking about in that presentation, I go into a lot more of the science. I saw in the chat as we got going here, people are interested in the science. I go into more detail around the hormones that I'm going to mention in just a second, around why these products work. But the way I was introduced to this, Dr. Laura Willis is on here. She's been a fitness guru for, 30 plus years, and a dear sister, and I saw that she was promoting the products. I couldn't wait to jump in when I looked at the ingredients. These products, these Slenderize products, I've been doing this for 2 months. My husband is at the lowest weight he's been in over 20 years. And he's not a big guy, he didn't have a lot to lose, but he couldn't break through. And myself, I've lost 12 pounds. I am in that season of life, and you'll hear me call it that. I know we have labels, menopause, perimenopause, but really it's just the season of life you're in. It's earlier for some, later for others. Your body goes through natural changes. And learning how to give your body what it needs during those seasons. And even men, menopause is a real thing, right? Men's body, you're going through changes as you age. Hormones are depleted as we age. And so how do we bring our bodies into balance? Why are we so out of balance? That's the first question. And in my opinion, these chronic lifestyle diseases, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, which is now being called type 3 diabetes. We've got all of these inflammatory issues in our body, systemic inflammation that's leading to chronic lifestyle diseases. What is causing the imbalance? It is our lifestyle. That is the word. It is the lifestyle, the 24/7 fast food coffee shop on every single corner in this country at your disposal. More stimulants, more sugar, around the clock. And then you need either alcohol sleeping pills to go to sleep at night. Your body's not getting restorative, deep, regenerative sleep, but we have products that help with that. And so these amazing drops, the Slenderize program, I'm going to talk about these 2 bottles. And then what I really want to share is this trifecta pack, which is my absolute favorite thing to share with anyone that I talk to about the drops, because we're addressing not only 4 hormones, which you'll hear us talk about a lot when we talk about the drops, but I've added that 5th hormone, the human growth hormone. There really are 5 hormones that we're addressing with these products. So this Slenderize program, you have 2 bottles. And in the first bottle, it's called Slenderize. I don't think you can see it here. But the program is known as Slenderize. You have Slenderize and you have Accelerate. This little Slenderize bottle is comprised of 10 homeopathic remedies. I don't know how familiar you are with homeopathy. I cannot do justice in the amount of time we have to how amazing this modality is. And James actually interviewed a homeopathic educator. James, I would love it if you could share that link, named Amy Rickman. She did an incredible job, put together a pamphlet with all of the ingredients, all of their benefits. We're targeting, and you'll hear me talk about it often as I share, we're targeting 3 very specific things. I talk about our culture being toxic, stuck, and swollen. And the 3 things that we really need to focus on are elimination, assimilation, and inflammation. And so elimination, meaning detoxification, the detox pathways in most people are just all clogged up, to keep it really simple. We call it the bowls in naturopathy. That's the bowels, the urine, the lungs, the lymph, and the skin. And so if you're not eliminating 2 to 3 times a day through your bowels, if you're not urinating because you're hydrated, if you're not doing deep breathing, right, your lungs, if you're not jumping on a rebounder, doing some exercise for the lymphatic system, and if you're not sweating, even if it's just a hot bath, you are not eliminating. So we have elimination, then we have assimilation. And I'm going to tell you, these drops and these homeopathic remedies in these drops help with everything I'm talking to you about right now. Assimilation is going to be digestion. What you consume has to be digested and assimilated so that your body can use it properly. And digestion, how many people can you think of right now? Crohn's disease, IBS, colitis, diverticulitis. How many people do you know who have digestion issues, constipation, or diarrhea? I mean, it's just not normal. And so then what happens when we're not eliminating and assimilating properly is we have systemic inflammation. And when you get to that place, chronic lifestyle diseases set in. So these drops, the Slenderize, these 10 remedies, and go look at the ingredients and read about them in Amy's pamphlet. It's amazing. They deal with elimination, digestion, reduction in inflammation. Stress is a driving factor as to why people aren't eliminating, assimilating, and are overly inflamed. It is stress. These drops help with stress resilience so much. One of my favorite things about the trifecta pack is, and I call it the balance, boost, and breakthrough pack, is that you are genuinely balancing, boosting, and breaking through with the combination of the drops, the renew, and the noni. So in this bottle, the homeopathic remedies, that really, the thing about homeopathy that I would leave you with right now, without going layers and layers deep, I'll do that in my presentation, is that it works with your constitution. So literally it will help you change your mind. This is what we call an energy medicine in naturopathy. And so it's working with your body's frequencies. It's helping you think differently, believe it or not, about food as it's balancing 4 hormones. We're talking about the ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone. It's literally the hormone that causes your brain to signal and say, I'm hungry or I'm not hungry. We're talking about leptin. It's actually produced in the adipose tissue, the fat cells. It's the hormone known as the satiety hormone. It sends a signal to your brain that says you're full, stop eating. And so if you have too much fat, you have too much leptin, you're out of balance. We're talking about insulin, which is the blood sugar hormone, and we could go for days on insulin resistance and type 1, 2, and 3 diabetes. Did you know that when you're stressed out, and let's say you're in fight or flight mode, and your body is releasing all this cortisol and adrenaline, did you know that every time that happens, your blood sugar crashes? People don't connect those two often. And so when your blood sugar crashes, you stay. If you're living in a stressful state, you stay on a roller coaster. So, and then cortisol being the 4th hormone, which is the stress hormone. And that one is out of control in so many people's lives for all the reasons that we're all aware of, right? And then the 5th hormone that I would add into that is going to be the human growth hormone. And that is actually produced when you sleep, but not just casual light sleep or an hour here or there, or, however many hours most people are getting during the night. It's most people are not getting 8 solid hours with deep regenerative restorative sleep. That HGH is being produced, and that is what I call the vitality hormone. It is what makes you feel youthful and vigorous. Truly, with that product, not only do you sleep very deep, but when you wake up, you're refreshed because your body detoxifies at night. Your body produces HGH at night. Your body wakes up going, I feel good and I want to do things. And so when you combine, and again, this as well, the accelerate, I'll just mention, is I call it steady energy and steady calm. It is the perfect balance of B12 and biotin and a tiny bit of green tea extract. And ashwagandha, which is an adaptogenic herb, helps calm you down and have that stress resilience, and rhodiola. This gives you steady energy and steady calm throughout the day. The Renew is going to help you sleep. You're going to wake up refreshed. And then the Noni is targeting the immune system, targeting inflammation. You're getting this balance boost and breakthrough, and your body is shifting. Your hormones are balancing. You're going to experience increased energy, increased libido, improved sleep, better digestion, better elimination. Weight loss, inches lost, non-scale victories, better mood. You're going to find over time, and I'll land here, that as you interact with people, things that would normally really stress you out or bother you, or that you would respond to in frustration or anxiety or anger, it does change. And it's the ingredients, and it's also the fact that it's energy medicine. I'll tell you, this is an answer to many prayers that I have prayed over many years. Every single person, this is not an exaggeration, that I have shared these products with is having incredible results. There are no side effects. They've been around for 13 years. We're not guinea pigs. We're not starting from scratch to figure it out. They work, and I am so grateful.
Wow. Okay. So I could say so many things. Thank you so much, Dr. Jodi, just for sharing from the heart and the science at the same time. You just do that really well. We're texting that you're magical, but we know what it is, who it is. So one thing that Dr. Jodi said, just to transition, she said it helps you change your mind. And many of you on this call know this. My husband is actually the one that I think convinced me, oh my goodness, this is actually real. And I want to share this really fast, but he had gone to sleep. He was about 6 days in, and he woke up. My husband's like a no nonsense guy. He doesn't, he's not, yay, he wakes up and he says 2 things to me. The first thing he shared is that he had the best sleep that he'd had in years. My husband's 50, for context. And the second thing he said, which was so pure as he was processing with me, is he said, I woke up this morning and I was feeling an unfamiliar feeling. And he said, it was closely related to anxiety. I thought that maybe it was anxiety. And he said, but as I processed it for a couple of moments laying in bed, I realized it was actually motivation. And that was really mind-blowing to me because he's not been on any calls. He's just taking what I tell him to take, and then I'm taking his pictures. So he doesn't know anything about this. And that was his like day 6-ish testimony, that he was actually feeling motivation in a way that he didn't even realize it was motivation until he had processed it. And so that was amazing. So James, Zheng, I am so excited to have you share. James has just been a huge part. When we all stepped into this, I think I speak on behalf of everyone, right? Do the products work? Kind of the brass tacks, right? Is it profitable if you're going to step into the business, right? Does it actually make sense to do it? And then number 3 is culture, and we'll get to that. But James, if you don't mind just sharing from the heart and about the business, that would be really, really great.
Such an honor, Pia Jo. Thanks for putting this together. Dr. Jodi, is anyone still reeling from what you just learned? You're like, how did that all fit in just that little bit? Like, I need to go watch that replay for sure. And just special shout out to all the amazing leadership that put this together. Liz and Tiff and Dr. Lorette and each and every single one of you. It is truly a unique time that we're in right now. And I've been involved in network marketing for 15 years, 13 of which was with this product. I was one of the founding people that used it, shared it, super skeptical. Was anyone else a little bit skeptical too when you saw these drops? You're like, it looks too good to be true and all of that. And, but I'm sciencey. I was trying to be a medical doctor. I was going to UC Berkeley and I looked at the clinicals. I read the research and I tried it. I lost 25 pounds in 40 days. And I realized men do have hormones. I hope I'm not going through menopause yet, but it's been so transformational. So we could think that the business can work. And what I will say is this is the first half of my career, I did this the world's way, hustle and grind and meeting. And my house became a living room, a meeting room. And like we were able to achieve some success. But to be honest, at the end of that, I was drained. I was tired. My marriage was really, really hurt from that. And my relationships were as well too. And even if you make good money, it doesn't feel good. Who here's ever experienced that in your business or your life before, where you're like, yeah, we're moving forward, but this doesn't feel good for my soul. And God had it where He removed that. We lost everything. And we're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? And I committed myself to asking the question, how do we do this a better way? How do we do it God's way? Can you do business in an honoring way where you balance out your life, where you can still prosper but have joy, fulfillment with joy? And how does it even work? Who here does not like feeling spammy to your friends and family, right? Or you got those messages, or maybe you are the one that sent this message. I have, hey girl, hey bro. And you're like, hey, what? Who are you, right? You're getting all these things, but especially now with the digital age, we're so inundated with opportunities. And yeah, we know they work. In fact, I'm curious, who here has had a business experience prior to being on this call? Put a me in the comments if you tried that, whatever level of success. I think the question is not, can the opportunity work, but do I want the fruit of what's to be done there? And that started a whole journey of asking that question and figuring out new systems and cultures and everything. And as we partner with Partner Co, with a company with a culture that has a lot of experience, that's got their money put together, that's got the vision together, that's all about partnership, we knew it a solid foundation and a solid product and the best comp plan in the world. I've dealt with this comp plan for 13 years. It's paid every single week. It's still paid the best ever. We're seeing our partners now that are getting promoted and they look at their paycheck. They're like, how is this even paying me that much? It is. But what I'm really big on is how do we do business in a high integrity way that you feel good about so that you can feel that same authenticity that Dr. Jodi does when you share it with other people as well too, right? Who here is the type of person that you not only just want to make an income for your family, for your kids, but you also want to make an impact too, right? You want both. And I truly believe that we can do that. And you can do that here. Since implementing what we've been talking about, just in the past 7 to 8 months, this team has exploded. We have a system that we drive people to even 6 figures in 6 months, all from their phone. And we're seeing people do it faster. In fact, Dr. Lorette Willis, who Dr. Jodi talked about, did this in 2 months, was just able to do this. Liz and Tiff, that you'll get a chance to hear from, they're already halfway there. It's not even been like a month yet. And so many of you are on the fast track here. Like, I can name all the names because systems work, the culture works. But what exactly does that look like? Are you guys okay with a couple details on how this business works, right? Give me a wave or put a yes in the comments. Really simple, really, really simple. So to partner with Partner Co, you can definitely be a customer, right? If you just want to use the product, definitely do that. But if you want to partner, it's a one-time lifetime $30 membership. And with that, by the way, as we're doing this live, membership is waived until August 30th. Hint, hint, wink, wink. You get up to 30% discount, and now you're able to share in all the 58 countries that we're in. I was just on a call right before this with Australia. We're expanding over there. We're chatting with someone in South Africa. Europe, like, it's going everywhere. You have an excuse to go travel now. You get to partner with the many brands and products and systems that PartnerCo has. But then also on our side, and this is the uniqueness of this team, this is a team-only thing. This team really is revolutionary, really is innovating. Crack the code to how to share these in a very non-annoying way that actually works and converts, okay? And that's what we call this the machine. And what it is what digital marketing is all about. Who here has ever seen an ad, or you put your email somewhere and you started getting their newsletter, you started getting their email, and you got something in exchange for that, right? So what we know is that business, the fortune is in the follow-ups. And if you've ever tried a business like this before, you might be like me, where you don't like to follow up. Or maybe you're a busy mom. You forget to follow up. Or maybe you're good at it, but your teammates aren't good at it. And then you start untangling from the bottom up. Who here's ever experienced that before? That dread. Hey, did you watch the video yet? Hey, what'd you think? And you're kind of stalking them. I'm looking at Pia Jo's Facebook and I'm like, what is she doing? You know, why is she not responding to me? Why are you ghosting me? I see you posted. You're like, these weird feelings, right? And it's like all that. So what's great is this machine, what it does is, how do you share it? We'll teach you attraction marketing. We'll teach you simple ways to have people come to you, but you give them a link. And when you give them a link, they put in their information, who referred them, and they get a beautiful landing page that you don't have to make. These funnels, you can talk to Liz and Tiff, take thousands of dollars and a lot of understanding to make and to run. But imagine a done-for-you funnel that sold the product for you in the business. And even if they don't buy or join right then and there, guess what? Every single day for the next 2 weeks, they get a little email drip. Say, hey, did you hear about the drops? Hey, look at this story. Hey, look at the business. And it's in the back of their mind. And what this has allowed people to do is to not need to be annoying or spamming with the business side, but it's freed up ourselves to do what this business is all about, what life's all about, which is building and nurturing relationships. Who here wants deeper, better friendships and relationships out there, right? That's what brings joy. So instead of the follow-up being, hey, Pia Jo, did you watch the video? It's, hey, Pia Jo, how's Jason? Like, wow, you know, you're actually having conversation, but in the back of their mind, they're like, but hey, talk to me about this drops. And what we've seen is this, and thank you, Pia Jo. What we've seen is people are getting back to the person that referred them the link, asking you, hey, how do I buy the drops? Not even just buying. Hey, how do I join? You know why? Because people see how easy it is, how simple it is. All you did was you just shared me a link. I can do that too. And it's just converting and it's duplicating and it's scaling, where you just have fun. You're marketing, you're visible, you're sharing a fun link, you're building community, you're building relationships, you're learning amazing things from someone like Dr. Jodi, and you're starting to really build out something powerful. Is this clicking at all? Give me a wave or put click in the comments below. Like, this is so simple, but it's so genius. And that's why this team is exploding so much. And dare I say, we're having fun again, right? That's what we want to be able to have. So what you're going to find here are systems that allow you to actually buy back your time. You're going to find state-of-the-art things that work and are proven, are tested, and are duplicatable. It's something where it doesn't matter if you're not a Dr. Jodi. It doesn't matter if you're someone that's brand new, or you're scared to talk to it. It doesn't matter. The systems work, and they will work for everyone that's willing to work it. Your job is just to come in here, be your best authentic self, and love on people, and you just see how all this starts to scale. So guys, it's really that simple. If you're interested in partnering, of course, get back to the person that connected you to this and just experience it. You have to taste it, you know? So Pia Jo, I'm going to pass it back to you and let us know how we should navigate.
I moved along too quickly. I do want to say, I have to honor James. This is actually who he is. They say character is who you are when no one's looking. And there are a lot of people that are a certain way when they're working to get you into something, and then you make that sale or whatever it is, and then they're like, hey, figure it out on your own. I have never in my life met a leader like James. His capacity is incredible, but he's so honoring. Just being in the room with James and his wife and this team, I told my husband, it's that phrase that says you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I feel like a better person just in 5 weeks, because you're so gifted in seeing and calling out the gold in people. And that's the DNA of the team. And so that's the difference. A business can be profitable, but not viable. And I think the viability comes in, is it life-giving? Is it living? What's the culture look like? And so I'm just grateful for the path that you and the rest of the team have paved. Speaking of culture, we're gonna scooch over and just hear from Tiff and Liz. It's up to you girls. I know these two, they're my sweet friends, and I don't know anyone like them, but I just really want them to share. And culture may not be important to any of you on this call, but it feels a little wonky to me to talk about balance and imbalance from a physiological standpoint and a hormonal standpoint, and kind of let go of the reality and the impact of environment, right? Because that matters. And so it's so important that that's something that's at the forefront of what we're doing, because it actually, in my opinion, will inform how viable anything that you step into is or can become. And so Liz, Tiff, would you guys just share, like, if you were hearing this for the first time, why did you say yes? And what have you seen in the team that you stepped into? Because you both are very business minded, and when you go in, you go all in. And so I would love for you to share that.
I can't wait to hear what Tiffany will share. But I'll start with, you guys know that scene from Jerry Maguire where she says, "You had me at hello." I feel like James had me at hello. For real, anything that Pia says, I trust. And so a door that comes through Pia is something I'm gonna look once, twice, 10 times at, because I have such honor for her. Same with Tiffany. Tiffany will poke holes in everything, and I trust her research. I trust her brilliance. So for me, the combination of those two, I was already a goner. It was a done deal. But then I got to come into the room with James. And you guys, many of you on this call know that we had built a team with a prior company. And the culture of what we had there was so precious and so special that even though we saw so many things crumbling with the infrastructure of the company itself, we could not walk away from the culture and from the people. And many of you guys are on this call, and we love you so dearly that even though there were things that we saw and knew a shift might be required for the sustainability of our families, we did not want to leave you. We did not want to leave the culture. And I had this mindset of, could that ever even be replicated anywhere else? Could we ever experience this again, to be in a room where it feels like home? And getting on our first Zoom call with James and experiencing what he carried and the path that he has been paving for over a decade with his amazing wife, and the trials and the things that they've endured to make that path smooth for us. the things that they've walked through, the personal development, the leadership skills, the tools, the other people that they've welcomed that have brought their own brilliance. We are getting to walk into this, it's like this treasure room of all the things you could ever want in a family, in a business, in a community. It feels like the ultimate upgrade. So while we were afraid to let go of this thing because it was so precious, we're able to now step into a room really so much more than what we could have ever imagined. And so, James, we have so much honor and gratitude for you because you have paid such a high price. And us being in our prior company, top leaders, we know how much it costs to create that culture and to create the tools and to create all of the things that make the machine run. And you have paid the price, and now we get to step in. And can I just tell you guys, it is easy. It feels so light. It feels so fun. And I would say yes every day, forever, to stepping into this room, to this culture, to the tools. We're having conversations with sideline people who they're not getting paid a dime off of their interactions with us, but the culture here is so pure and so good. They don't even care. They're like, yes, here, have my graphics. Yes, here's our system that we're using over here. We just want to help you win. We know that if we help you win, we're going to win even more because we all rise together. So that for Tiffany and I know coming in as a team was like, we can say yes to this. And of course, the products and all of that have to work. The compensation plan has to work. All the things that we needed for success, we truly feel like they're here. But number one, it feeling like family. Relationship is the most important thing to us. We value our people more than anything. And to have that established here to where we can feel so good about saying, hey, come and have a seat at the table. Come sit with us at this table. It is good. It is good. It is the best people. It is the best culture. It is the best products. It is the best compensation. All the things are ready for you. Like James said, if you will work it, it will work. And we're experiencing that. I cannot believe we thought we were going to have to take years to rebuild our incomes. And it's happening so fast. So Tiffany, you share. I'm going to be done, but thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, James. Thank you, Dr. Jodi. Thank you, Pia, for being the door. We're really grateful.
What can you add to that? I can't add to that. That was so beautiful. Every single word was pure truth. And again, I'm not going to regurgitate anything. I want to honor everybody's time as well. But I was very much the same. Like, I will be honest with you guys. I was in deep grief for 2 years, and I'm thankful that I paid a high price to get through that so that we could walk into this new season not broken. And to be able to actually meet leaders like James and Becky and be ready to receive the invitation to step up in leadership, to be trained, to be equipped, to do new things, and to have the invitation extended to each and every one of you, and for us to be ready to handle this. We can do this. And this is going to be an incredibly powerful team. It already is small and mighty already, but my goodness gracious, the upgrade is real. The invitation is really big. And I just want to extend that invitation again and again. There's actually a mentor of Christian and I's, a great friend in ministry. And this is a guy that has seen real big things, done real big things. Guys, big is great. Big stages, great. All that. Those things can crush you. They can. But one of the things that he always said to us was, you guys, no matter what the door is, just take a peek in the room. You will never know unless you peek. You don't have to walk through it, but you do yourself a great disservice thinking that you're being loyal to me or loyal to this ministry or loyal to whatever. It's not about that. It's about what God has for you and being obedient with each step. And you have to walk in through doors to know. It's green light, go, guys, until the answer is no. And so that's the invitation. If you're hearing something tonight that really just, kind of gets you a little nervous, if your hands are sweating too, if you feel a little bit gripped, I just say, ask questions, peek a little more, ask for deeper information. You never, ever, ever will know what's possible on the other side of your yes until you walk through it and you just start discovering the journey. And it is so fun. I will always say this, no matter what, everything that you learn in network marketing, it is transferable to every single area of your life. You want to level up? Get in the business. You want to level up? Get in the rooms with these women and these men. It will change every part of your being. It will call you higher in every degree of your life. So if you want acceleration, I dare you to step in the room. And it will cost you tangibly with your dollar bills tonight, nothing to get started. Okay? That's all from me.
Okay, sign me up again. All right, so I'm going to just super fast. I just love, anyway, it's so hard being the facilitator because you want to also be a commentary. Do you know what I'm talking about? Let's just unpack that for a minute. But this is where I want to close us out, just, yes, to honor everybody's time. There is a quote that I just want to share with you guys, and you can apply this regardless of the direction that you go in life, but you won't rise to the height of your goals, but fall to the level of your systems. And I think that that is so important here because part of what I love about this space is that everything is prepared for you. There's a learning curve, nothing's oh yeah, just jump in and don't do anything, but everything is prepared for you to step into if it's something that you desire to do. And so Jodi has referred to this as a trifecta. And I love that so much because it really is the case. I've been a part of places and businesses where it's got an amazing culture, but the product's off, or amazing product, but culture company's off, or amazing culture and product, but the company isn't situated rightly for you to actually be able to run, right? Because there's a lack of systems. And so for all of those things to be in one space, it really is a treasure, and I don't take it for granted. And so I'm going to just ask James a quick closing question, and then Jodi, really quick. Jodi, if someone's watching and they're interested in, hey, do I try these balance drops? Hey, I'm on the fence. Just what would you say to them? Oh, she's muted. Do we get, okay, let's see. Let me see if,
Got it. Thank you.
great.
I'm actually really grateful that you asked that. I was sitting here thinking, we have got an opportunity to meet people right where they are. So the question is, should they try the drops? Is that the question?
Just what would you say to people that are considering? They're like, yes, I feel imbalanced, but
I love that. Okay. So, and I was already meditating, so I wanted to make sure I didn't miss that part. I would say go for it. We have an opportunity to meet people right where they are. I was a raw vegan for years. Here's my practical example. And I wanted to pull everybody I knew into raw veganism. I'm like, you're going to feel amazing. Your body needs this, and I had maybe 2 out of 100, who were ready to go all in. And I was thinking earlier today, these drops meet you right where you are. It doesn't matter what your diet looks like, or your lifestyle, or your exercise, or your hydration, or how much weight you need to lose. Honestly, these drops are going to meet you right where you are. They're going to help you transition and make the necessary adjustments. You won't starve. You won't be miserable. Your body's just going to naturally do what it does. And so honestly, there's a 30-day money back guarantee. there's nothing to lose except dead weight and a bunch of stuff in your gut that needs to come out anyway. So
So good. Thank you, Dr. Jodi. This is, I mean, anyway, people probably would pay millions of dollars to hear what Dr. Jodi just puts out, just so freely giving. And James, to someone who is saying, I don't know, I could use some extra income, probably like me, right? Yeah, I'm interested in the product, but probably not the business. That was me. What would you say to them if they're stirred?
I think the best question that I've asked myself, especially when I went through a trying time. I think all of us, we've been through bad stuff. We've been through downs. We've been through years of grief. And what picked me back up, the true north, wasn't, should I do this opportunity? Wasn't, should I do this next step? It was this. It starts with your vision. And I asked the Lord, I said, if anything were possible, you're a God that can do exceedingly abundantly above everything we can ask or imagine. Like, what would I want? What would you want for me? And I started to allow myself to dream again and start to answer those questions. And I remember painting the picture of, I want a life where I can be with my family. I want a life where we can have relationships and family relationships with our business partners. I wanted something where every day I felt like I was making a transformational impact and utilizing the gifts that God's given to me and collaborate with other people. I love a way to travel around the world. Who here wouldn't mind traveling, by the way? That'd be a lot of fun, and not worry about the bill or anything. I wanted to tithe, big tithe checks, whatever that it is. What is that for you? And I remember when I dared to ask that question, I love the challenge that Tiff gave. It then will automatically point you to the solution of what to do next. And when I answered that, then I'm like, well, only this opportunity can give me that. So it's not if I want to do this, it's what else could I do? And I have to do this. And that changed everything. So ask that question for you. What do you actually want, if anything were possible? And then be obedient to whatever those next steps are, whether it's here or not here. We honor you and we love you.
Oh, thank you, everybody. James, that's a great question. Guys, we are just super honored that you were on. So many people that came to hear, and there are so many resources at hand. Again, coming into these are the people that you get to do life with, and that's pretty amazing. So no man left behind. If it's something you're interested in, whether it's the product or whether it is the business op, just reach out to the person that you were invited by or the person who you saw maybe a Facebook post, and get back with that brand partner. And we're here to answer any and all questions in the process. So we're going to close here, and we just thank you so much for your time. Bless you guys.